And tomorrow,
Teasers are next, Harmon.
as The White Shadow with guest star Ed Asner, followed by Burt Reynolds and WW and
30 seconds to the teasers. We got 30 seconds to the teasers. Minute and a half to the open.
Friday on
Be sound on tape on BTR 4.
I'll
get you for this if it's the last thing I do.
This is the eye here.
Good.
Swear I'll kill him.
Take a number.
Don't you see he's got to be stopped?
Whose vengeance is so strong that it would make someone
stand by
and shoot JR on Dallas Friday at 10, 9 Central.
Roll it. Roll it.
This is CBS.
Take 4.
Coming up next on News Center 10, President Carter defends his anti-inflation program, but calls it bittersweet medicine.
1 minute to the open.
Billy Clayton talks against his lawyer's wishes, and the investigation continues into Saturday's dogfight near Vega. The story's next.
Take 1.
There's an energy crisis this year, and that means a long, hot summer.
Now it's a minute and a half to the open.
And get down to business. The shirt underneath better look pretty good. The hub has long sleeves, short sleeves.
Should be monitoring net audio, Cletus, for an advisory on a late feed.
Patterns and plaids.
Where's Deborah?
Get adjusted, men. This summer's gonna be a scorcher.
Deborah Lane, can you to the studio, please? You got about 1 minute to the open.
Cool in, plus ties to top them off. Right here at the hub.
And 1 minute to the open.
There are some things that need doing here in this part of the country that you just can't hardly get done without a pickup truck. And the doing costs less with a 6-cylinder Chevrolet pickup from your West Texas Chevy dealer. 6-cylinder economy and Chevrolet quality. Don't you do another thing without you test driving one of these gas-saving 6-cylinder pickups.
See any one of the 42 members of the West Texas Chevrolet Dealers Association, including Portales and Clovis.
30 seconds.
Rub your way to
the open
fortune in Wendy's Hot and Juicy Sweepstakes. Just rub the spots off, match 3, and you'll become one of more than a million.
We'll be out on 1 wide, and then we'll cut to 2.
Plus, play
Camera 2. Eric has the first feed, Carter inflation, and it is on what? Cletus, BTR 2 or 3?
Visit Wendy's old-fashioned hamburgers and play Hot and Juicy.
Cletus, is Carter inflation on 2 or 3?
Fortune will rub off.
Carter inflation is on 3. 3. Okay.
This is KFDA-TV
And we're in the open.
Big 10 in Amarillo.
Standing by, ready, camera 1. This is not the right open. Somebody dubbed the wrong open on. Standing by, here we go. Q.
Monday night, I'm Eric Green with Deborah Lane and the News Center 10 team. Our big story tonight, President Carter's anti-inflation program. The president is describing his plan as bittersweet medicine that must be swallowed if the nation hopes to beat the soaring prices. Mr. Carter today defended his inflation-fighting measures before one of the special interest groups that will be losing funds to his anti-inflation budget cuts because he says inflation threatens to rage out of control.
Speaking to the National League of Cities, the president restated the major points of his new anti-inflation package and launched a major defense
Be your first feed from downstairs, Harmon, oil producers.
With a strong contingency.
When I am absolutely certain that the 1981 budget will indeed
When we get to that story, I didn't type up a news cam tonight. I don't believe. I just typed up John C. or C. John Miller. I did not
stimulate productivity.
No, I didn't see it till just now.
Lead to increased business investment.
The president said he is encouraged by the reaction of the
1 minute on
money
tape.
markets and noted what he called cautious but stable
And there's
reaction
10 minutes on their time right now.
As was the case last Friday when the plan was unveiled, there was more talk of discipline. Mr. Carter said the program is no sugar-coated pill, but strong and bitter medicine.
The specific budget reductions,
that's good,
which I announced later on this month, will affect everyone in this room and all those whom you serve. They go beyond simply eliminating waste. There will be cuts in good programs. Everyone must share in this common effort.
Just what those cuts will be, the president did not tell the city officials who have been critical of the announced $1.7 billion cut in revenue-sharing funds. He promised that announcement later this month.
Alrighty, back on camera 1, 10 seconds, standing by.
Lee Thornton, CBS News, the White House.
Cure?
Mr. Carter may be calling his
Pete
annual
Story,
program
Harmon.
bitter medicine, but Texas wildcat oil producers
Car on
are
is clear.
calling it poison. Randall Caruso was at a meeting of the Independent Petroleum Association
Stand
at
by.
Hilton Inn tonight. An oil spokesman had harsh words for the president's
Roll
new
it.
10-cent
Roll
a
it.
gallon tax.
Take 4. Tracking, Harmon. Tweak it real easy.
Seminar on its effect on
Best you
wildcatters
can.
drew a large
Car
crowd
on
tonight
is
at the
clear.
Hilton Inn in Amarillo. Carter has declared an all-out war on inflation, but many people are skeptical that the 10-cent a gallon conservation tax on
Be
gas
back on
will
Eric
help
on
anything.
camera 2 out of
The
this.
president of the Independent Petroleum Association of America lashed out at the plan.
It's just really too bad that at this time we're playing political games when we ought to
Car on
be
is
addressing an
clear.
energy situation.
I'll use that.
How about Carter's 10 cents a gallon tax? Is that going to help things
Car on is
Randy,
clear.
I'm glad you
Gasohol
called
is your
it
next
10
feed,
cent
Harmon.
tax, and I hope that
30
the media will
seconds on
continue to
tape.
identify it that way, because that's exactly what it is. It's Carter's 10-cent a gallon tax. Unfortunately, the day after tomorrow, or after it's enacted, most people will cuss the oil companies for that 10 cents, not realizing the government's taking every dime of that money, and none of that goes into the search for more domestic fuel.
10 seconds. Stand Eric by. Ready, camera 2.
Program. You won't find many votes at this IPAA meeting. Randall Caruso, News Center 10.
Cue him.
The Diamond Shamrock Oil Company
Pete
appropriately
Story,
put
Harmon.
today St. Patrick's Day to begin the sale of gasohol in the Panhandle. Tonight, John Sheezer
Stand by.
explains that while the new fuel may make the U.S. less dependent on foreign oil, the current
Roll
price
it.
of gasohol is no bargain.
Take 4.
Gasohol, for the first time, is being introduced in the Texas Panhandle. About 13 Diamond
Car on
Shamrock
is clear.
stations will be offering the fuel. Gasohol is a mixture of 10%
Harmon, you got a
grain
budded feed
alcohol
right behind
and
on the same
90%
tape. Just let it roll
unleaded
right
gas.
on through.
Although the grain
We go back
alcohol is not being
voiceover.
produced here in Texas, the renewable fuel could prove to be the gas of the future.
We're receiving alcohol from several suppliers in the Midwest.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the alcohol production is just not available in the Texas Panhandle, this general area.
Okay.
I understand there's a number of
Yes.
parties
Thank you.
in developing production facilities for alcohol, but it takes approximately a year
Car on
and a
is
half
clear.
before larger plants can be put on stream. So it's just a matter of timing, I think, for this area here is agriculturally be ready for
I
alcohol
like that.
production.
Herd says Gasohol is a product that is being tested in Amarillo, but with the cost at $1.25
10
a
seconds.
gallon,
Standing by voiceover. Let it roll
not be as
through, Harmon.
popular as dealers would hope. John Sheezer, News Center 10.
Cue.
And in an effort to save money, Amarillo motorists lined up for blocks on Western Street today to cash in on a St. Patrick's
Car
Day
on is
special,
clear.
taking
Be
advantage
back
of
on
the gas
2
station's
if it runs
name
out early,
and
otherwise
radio
it comes to
station's
1.
number on the dial.
Deborah.
Gas was selling for 93 cents a gallon at a Shamrock gas station.
Car on is
DJs
clear.
pumping the gas in savings of almost 20 cents a gallon. The St. Pat's Day celebration
Ready,
was
1.
as popular as green beer.
Cue it.
Oil workers have a reason to be
Clear,
optimistic
Harmon. You
tonight.
can
The
go
longest
to your
strike
next
ever
feed,
in
which
history of the
is
Oil
political
Chemical and Atomic
meetings.
Workers Union moved toward a settlement today. The union's bargaining committee in Denver has approved contract offers from two major
Back to
firms,
Eric here on
Gulf
camera
Oil
2.
of Texas and
Just
City
under
Service
6
of
minutes on
Central
time.
Louisiana. They have been submitted to the
Ready,
locals
2.
for ratification.
2.
Texas House Speaker Billy Clayton was on the stand for more than 6 hours today before a federal grand jury in Houston. Once again, Clayton went against the
real nice,
attorney's
Colvin.
wishes
That looks real
by
good.
not
You're
using
making
the
fun
Fifth
of me, aren't
Amendment
you?
against self-incrimination, and he did his best to explain a
Roll it.
$5,000 cash
Roll it,
donation
Harmon.
in the Bry Lab investigation.
Switch it.
Hunter County Democrats gathered in the
And I'm on
47th District courtroom tonight to draw places on the upcoming May 3rd ballot. The meeting is required by
Car on
Texas
is
election
clear.
law.
Be back
In
on
addition to
Deborah out of
establishing a
this.
place on the ballot, each candidate, state, district, and local, tonight became a legally certified candidate.
Cue her.
Eric, speaking of Democrats up in Chicago, an optimistic
Feed
Senator
story.
Ed
This is
Kennedy
Illinois
has taken
primary.
advantage
This
of
is
St.
on 2 or
Patrick's
3,
Day in the Windy
Cletus.
City
3,
by
3,
marching
3.
at the head of the big parade.
Your
There was
feed's
perhaps
on
his
for
biggest
11, 10,
supporter,
15.
Jane Byrne.
10, 4.
Why is Kennedy so optimistic? Well, in a statewide poll taken 2 days before tomorrow's all-important Illinois presidential primary, President Carter lost a huge chunk of support in the state. The president's lost support went into the undecided column, which means it could wind up in the Kennedy category as a crossover vote for Republican candidate John Anderson, who is
Here
an
we go.
Illinois congressman. On the Republican side, Ronald Reagan has overtaken native son Anderson, while
PTR 3
Texan George
rolls.
Bush's support has dropped like a rock.
Take 3.
The Illinois
back on
primary is
Eric on
critical.
camera 2.
Campaigning here has been heavy. The candidates know much is at stake.
On the Republican side, George Bush, sorely in need of a victory, must do well.
4 minutes.
In the South, Bush has
4
spent more
minutes.
money in Illinois
Right
than any
now.
other Republican candidate. 2/3 of his $1 million budget has
Just
been
over
spent
2
on the
minutes
media.
back, yeah.
He's taken a tougher approach to his favorite son, John Anderson,
Cartoons on
attacking
2.
him fiercely during recent debates.
Okay, yeah, that'll be out of the way before that other one comes down.
Bush insists he will remain in the race. The leading Republican contender is
Audio
Ronald
drop
Reagan,
out on that
having
tape.
won in New England and with impressive victories in the South. An Illinois win could solidify his broad base of support. With the threat of a Gerald Ford candidacy over, Reagan is relying heavily on his still working 1976 campaign organization and a solid base of conservatives who support him.
I do not have
Reagan has
cartoon
had to
tours.
watch his
Right,
spending
it's on
in this
2
state
inch.
because his campaign is fast approaching the national spending limit. The latest Chicago
1
Tribune
minute
poll
on tape.
shows Reagan and Congressman John Anderson running a very close race. Anderson is hoping that a crossover vote by independents and Democrats will ensure a win over Reagan. He also has the support of liberal Republicans and the backing of the influential Chicago Tribune. The latest polls indicate the Democratic race is not as close. President Carter is shown to be
One, you're
leading
clear
Edward
for your
Kennedy by
wide
a
shot
wide margin.
for
Kennedy
data
has
bank
the endorsement of Chicago
coming up
Mayor Jane
down the
Brown,
line here.
but her backing may prove to be a mixed blessing.
That looks
The
good.
months since the mayor embraced Kennedy have been politically difficult for her. Beset
30
with labor and
seconds on
financial
tape.
problems, many ward committeemen have been reluctant to follow orders from City Hall to get out the vote, an idea that
Chiron
was
is clear,
unthinkable
data
during
bank
the daily
number
years.
1.
Kennedy is hoping to get the Catholic and labor vote, along with strong support from blacks and other minorities. The Carter camp is optimistic that they will win in Illinois. They, too, point to heavy support
10
from
seconds,
minorities
standing by,
and the
ready
fact
to.
that the president now has 4 years' experience under his belt. All the candidates are stressing the importance of winning Illinois delegates. Robert Jordan, CBS News, Chicago.
Now, this one will probably bring a wide smile to your face. One of the embassy hostages
short
in
word story
Bogota,
here and then
Colombia,
lead into the
has
cartoon
managed
tutorial.
to escape. Fernando Gomez of Uruguay jumped from a second-story window to freedom from the leftist
2-minute
guerrillas
time cue to
holding
Eric.
the Dominican Republic embassy. But reports tonight from the guerrillas in Bogota say that one of their hostages has suffered a heart attack. The guerrillas say the ailing hostage captive, the Venezuelan ambassador, needs immediate help. A specialist had visited the 63-year-old ambassador twice in the past week to check on his condition. An ambulance was dispatched to the Bogota embassy, where the guerrillas are holding about 20 diplomatic hostages, including the U.S. ambassador to the Dominican Republic, Diego Asensio. In light of this situation and the crisis in Iran, Bill Shore of the Los Angeles Herald-Examiner comments in
BTR
tonight's
2
cartoon
rolls.
editorial that it seems the 80s may become known as the hostage decade.
That's the idea. Be back on camera 1 on a 2-shot for our data bank.
It was easy.
Standing by. Ready 1. Cue 'em.
And when Deborah and I
missed the
rejoined
mic.
there is a question tonight whether charges will be brought against the dog-fighting group near Vega.
Get Deborah's.
And our weather leprechaun,
There you
Steve
go.
Snyder, will be back with a forecast when we return.
BTR 1 rolls. Take 1.
Positive action provides new energy, like Diamond Shamrock's Gasohol. Gasohol is for late model cars, a premium quality blend of ethanol.
All right, this is a 2-minute break. We came in 1 minute early
Gives you a cleaner,
into the break. 1 minute early.
Diamond Shamrock Gasohol.
Actually, it'll be a little less by the time we get out of
Less
this break.
dependence on foreign oil.
Be back on
and
Eric
premium
on
quality
camera
unleaded
2.
gasoline for you. It's a Diamond Shamrock stations with a golden colored pump. Now that's how action can help solve our energy problem.
I'm Henry Block,
Minute and a half
president
to the floor.
of H&R Block, with a special message for
3 minutes to your
long-term
late feed,
farmers.
please.
You may be faced with a complicated tax return this year, but there is an easy solution. Our preparers are specially trained to handle complicated federal and state returns.
They're not sending it
In
till
fact,
22.
75% of the tax returns we completed last
Neil-
year
is Neil back
were
there?
long forms.
He's back here now,
So
yeah.
this
He
year, be
knows.
sure, come to H&R Block.
1 minute to the floor. Hot video.
Painted this strip of grass to prove a point. The Boland's mulching really works. Watch.
Well, we should get it right
The
before
cuttings
sports,
disappear.
man.
No raking. No bagging. Boland's
That's
engineering
what you call
makes
your
the
late
difference between an
feed, I
ordinary
guess.
lawnmower and the lawn machine. Boland's, the lawn machines.
You can find the Boland's Lawn Machines in Amarillo exclusively at Taylor Sales and Service, 4827 Southwestern.
30 seconds.
You will find one of the largest selections of fine dining room furniture in the Panhandle.
Next feed from you downstairs, Harmon, is the dog fight. It's got some tracking is not very good on it. Just
one of the most outstanding values is St. Regis by Singer, an intricately detailed grouping in select oak with Carpathian burl inlays. The 8-piece St. Regis collection normally sells for well over $1,500.
And that's the only feed we have
now
before
at West Texas Furniture, you can buy the oval table, 6 chairs, and the lighted china
Standing
cabinet
by.
for only $9.88. That's only at West Texas Furniture, 101 South Lincoln.
Cue him.
Convicted killer Roger Dale Stafford has been sentenced to die for fatally shooting 3 members of a San Antonio family.
Kyle is
The
clear.
sentencing came earlier this evening in Purcell, Oklahoma. Stafford was convicted almost 2 weeks ago of first-degree murder in the June 1978 deaths of Melvin Lorenz and his wife and son. Stafford had already been sentenced to die by drug injection for the July 78 slayings of 6 Oklahoma City steakhouse employees.
Ready,
The
one.
strange wife, Verna, pleaded guilty to second-degree murder for her part in the murders. She has been given 2 10-year-to-life sentences.
One.
Defense attorneys for George
One
Hicks have
headroom,
confirmed
one.
they will ask for a change of venue in Hicks' upcoming murder trial. Hicks is
Kyle
charged with
is
the
clear.
October 1977 slaying of Amarillo clothing store operator Frank Potts. Defense attorney Russell Busby today said the recent trial of Kevin Francis, Potts' former partner, and the guilty verdict against Francis makes a move to another site necessary. Francis received a 40-year sentence for his part in the murder solicitation. Hicks' wife, Bedell, also faces murder charges in that case.
Tonight in Vega, the Oldham County attorney says it's hard to say if he'll file charges on a local group that held an illegal dogfight there over the weekend. A Humane Society investigator from Washington is on hand in Vega with the Department of Public Safety, the Texas Rangers, and sheriff's deputies for an ongoing investigation into the illegal fight 40 miles from the New Mexico border. Tonight, John Sheezer reports that 2 of the dogs seized in the Saturday night raid are now in Amarillo.
2 dogs that may be used as evidence are now at the
Alrighty,
Amarillo
2
Animal
go
Shelter.
to Deborah.
The 2 dogs, along with
Camera
the
1, you're
were
clear
seized
to
in
Weather.
Saturday's raid. Rush Hudson of the Humane Society says the dogs appear to have been starved for days at a time to try to make them better fighters.
They tend to, to be aggressive fighter when they do fight. They love people, and they have to be, it's called blooded.
Thank you.
They blood them on small kittens, and cats or chickens, rabbits, to get them to taste the blood and ready to kill other animals.
Be back on 2.
But as far as a pet, they make a good pet if they're not trained for fighting.
Hudson says a good fighter will bring a lot of money, and adds in recent weeks a lot of pit
10
bull
seconds,
dogs have
standing
been
by,
reported
ready, 2.
stolen. John Sheezer, News Center 10.
Keeler.
A serious word of warning tonight
Pan right
concerning the
two,
drug
pan right.
PCP. A University of Maryland
She
medical
leaned
school
off on
researcher
you.
says that although a person
Ready,
using
one.
the drug, also known as angel dust, appears to act lazy, the right dose of excitement could trigger an outburst of almost superhuman strength. Researchers believe that angel dust, which is an animal tranquilizer, inhibits nerve impulses and can kill.
1, 2 go. You're clear.
Steve Snyder is here tonight, all ducked out in his green threads for St. Patrick's Day, with not too bad a forecast.
Well, we're clear and cool across most of the state, and that follows a mostly clear and cool day across the state. The cold front that came through here yesterday is pushed out of the state of Texas mid to early afternoon, and it's left nothing but cool temperatures behind. Looks like it's going to stay with us through the nighttime hours, but tomorrow will begin to warm. These were the highs across the area during the day today. We were 49, and 40s and 50s covered most of our viewing area. Dalhart up in the northwest corner was 54. Between our 49 and Clayton's 48.
When your weather scene is next, just go ahead and pause it right in the video.
57 degrees with Wichita Falls coming in at 58. The temperatures were just a little warmer down south, and Brownsville made it all the way up to 84 degrees, the warmest spot in the state, and that was at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and then the front moved through, and the temperatures began dropping. During the afternoon, we were mostly clear across our part of the state, and there was a few clouds across the eastern part of the state, and at this time our winds have shifted to the southeast, behind this ridge of high pressure that extends out of western Colorado and into the Texas Panhandle down near Childress. It looks like this high pressure system will continue to dominate our weather over the next, let's say, a good 36 to 48 hours. We're going to see a change in our weather. Here's the way things will look by tomorrow. The high pressure system will be over the eastern part of the state. And that will bring us a warming trend, clear skies for the most part, and a little bit warmer temperatures. But actually our warm temperatures will come off that low pressure system back to the north as it will begin to extend its influence into northern New Mexico. What this will do is shift our winds to the southwest, and we'll see a warming trend begin throughout the day tomorrow. Now that frontal system will continue to push through our area, and it looks like
Chit-chat
We'll
shot.
see that by late Wednesday. We're going
30
to be up in the
seconds.
60s tomorrow and probably the upper 60s by Wednesday afternoon. And then we're going to see that cold front begin to take effect on us. We're going to see temperatures dropping, and our highs will be only into the 50s.
Stand by down there,
and our
Harmon.
lows
You
will
may
be
go
dropping
ahead
down
and
into the 20s. We'll also see a slim chance of some shower
May go ahead and
activity as
drop
a
us.
result of that. Right now, that frontal
No.
system is over northwestern part of the United States,
Wrap him.
bringing very windy weather into the northern Rocky Mountains with gusts up to 60 miles an hour. We'll also see some wind with
Center
that.
back
And our
up.
winds will pick up just a
Roll it,
little bit
Harmon.
tomorrow. We'll have our
Roll it.
forecast when we come back in just a moment.
VTR1 is rolling. Stand by. Let me get my brake. Fade it. Take one.
The first big car sale of the 80s is going on now at big number 1, Sid Stout Ford. Sid Stout's lot
He'll have a minute 15 back. We're doing just fine on time. We're right on time.
On Pintos, Fairmonts, Mustangs, LTDs, T-Birds, pickups, and vans. Discounts up to $1,500 on some units. Now's the time
back
to
on
buy
Eric
new
on
Ford
camera 2.
during the first big sale of the 80s
Out of
at
weather.
big number 1, Sid Stout Ford, the Panhandle's leading Ford dealer for more than 20 years.
1 minute to the floor. Maybe back voiceover. Chiron.
Drop on in for the dude. It's Texas tasting good. The dude is chicken fried, so countrified. Drop in for the dude.
The dude's on sale at Dairy Queen. Just 99 cents this Monday through Sunday only. 99 cents for the Texas Tastin' Dude for all good cowboys.
Dad, come on, be a cowboy too.
You betcha.
Drop on in for the dude.
99-cent dude sale at participating stores.
30 seconds to the floor.
No, there ain't.
No, there isn't. Standing by. Roll it, Harmon. Roll it. And cue him.
Under clear skies, we've cooled to 34 degrees, looking for a low tonight.
What happened to Midas Muffler? That was supposed to be on there.
You tell me what it is. It doesn't say video or film on my
high
log.
today 49, although this morning was 24.
Well,
Light
God
and
damn
variable
it.
winds throughout the nighttime hours. It'll be cool, 25 degrees for tonight. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny with only light winds turning southerly and possibly southwesterly.
Back
during
on
the
camera
afternoon
1
tomorrow.
out of this.
We'll see them up around 20, maybe 25 miles per hour. 62 for a high and only 30 for a low tomorrow night. Chance of showers late Wednesday, continuing
Back
through
on
early
camera 1
Thursday.
and
It'll be
into
cooler
2.
Thursday, and then we're going to see a high pressure system building into the area again on Friday, and looks
And
like
I'm
it'll
on
be warm
1.
Saturday,
Chiron
and
is
then
clear to your
looking
full
way
page
down
Chiron.
another cold front moving
Forget
in
his
possibly,
name, there you go.
late Saturday or early Sunday.
Sounds very easy to live with.
It's a carbon copy of this last weekend.
Okay, thank
Ready,
you very much,
two,
Steve. You know, the
two.
old adage, time heals old wounds, appears to be coming true for former President Richard Nixon. In the annual People magazine People poll,
I'm on
Senator
the
Edward
car.
Kennedy has replaced Mr. Nixon as America's least trusted politician. More than 57% of those polled say they do not
2-minute
believe
time
Kennedy's
cue.
explanation of
We
Chapman
coming
Quiddick,
to,
the most trusted
Deborah
politician
out of
was
this
President
sequence
Carter.
of Chirons.
Others in the poll included Barbara Walters, who was voted the best-known but most boring TV personality. Bode 10 Derrick and Jacqueline Smith tied as the best-looking women in America. I'll go
Ready,
along
one.
with that. Meanwhile, Burt Reynolds and Robert Redford tied as best-looking man.
1.
Time now is
Camera 1 is hot.
They're offering a $500
Change car.
reward this week in connection with the theft of $3,000
I'm on the
worth
car.
of rings. They were taken at a recent antique art show at the Civic Center from a display case
To
during
your
Mark's first
two-shot
exhibit.
sports.
One possible suspect was described as a white female in her 20s with long, straight brown hair, large hips, and a ruddy complexion. If you saw this woman or any other person you might think might have done the crime,
Ready, camera
or if you have
2.
any knowledge of this ring theft, you're
Let it
urged to
loose,
call
Richard.
Crime Stoppers at 374-4400. You do not have to reveal your identity to collect that reward.
And
Two,
Deborah,
that rolling, Harmon.
standing by with action from the NIT semifinals, the battles at Madison Square Garden.
Under. I don't have it. PTR1 rolls. Take 1.
I just bought a new Cougar XR7.
Hello, Harmon. Where'd you go?
We're proud, too, because the 1980
Hello, Harmon.
has improved
What
its
happened?
mileage
We
rating
don't know. I can't get Harmon.
8% over last
That was
year.
that wasn't on a Mini.
You can get $500 back.
That wasn't on a Mini? That was a VTR. Well, fuck it up. We lost it.
It
was ready, Price. You just never took it. Well, roll it off.
Something to be proud of.
We're your Lincoln Mercury dealers. Our pride is shining through.
1 minute.
Yeah! First one in gets a hot shower.
Well, fuck it.
Don't
Be
use
back on
soap.
2 on a 2-shot.
I don't use any soap. Soap can dry my skin. I use Caress. Caress
Filled
is
up just a
better
little
than
bit,
soap.
too.
It's enriched with bath oil. Caress leaves my skin softer and smoother than any soap.
10 seconds, standing by, ready to.
I didn't use any soap. I used Caress.
Caress with bath oil for the soft you can't get from soap.
Cue 'em.
The Big Ten teams keep rolling
Ready,
along, and
one.
this time it's going to be
Boy, we are
teams
early.
from the ACC and the NIT.
That's right.
We do not have his speed, I hope he
ACC,
knows.
of course, has had the reputation, Billy Packer promoting them, of course, of being the big basketball conference. But actually, the Big Ten the last couple of years has been the big power in college
Michigan
basketball.
State last year. And
yeah, and of course, Indiana winning the NIT last year, so we might have another
Thumbs down on
Big
his
Ten teams
feet,
in the
thumbs
NCAA
down.
right now. But it will be
One.
Minnesota and Virginia in the finals of the NIT Wednesday night at
Rick Hughes,
Madison
Cletus.
Square Garden.
Kyle
The
on his
Minnesota
clear.
Gophers blew out their cross-conference rivals, Illinois, by the score of 65-63 tonight, and Virginia defeated Nevada. Las Vegas. Final there was 90-71, so it was just a couple of different scores. Minnesota
Promote it to me,
and a
Cletus.
close one against Illinois, 65-63, and Virginia in a blowout against the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, 90-71. Those two teams victorious in tonight's
Thumbs up on
semifinal
his
action in
speed.
New York, as Sal Marciano reports.
Oops, and VTR 1, 2 rolls, take 2.
Minnesota in gold, Illinois in red.
Be back on camera 1, Kyle on his clear.
Minnesota's Flint Tucker with an offensive rebound.
Tell Neil we came in
Minnesota
early
led
to
by
sports.
7
We
at the
came
half.
in way early to sports, about 45 seconds early.
Illinois' Reno Gray, alley-oop to McComb.
How much? He's got 4 minutes right
Freshman
now.
Randy Brewer, 7 feet 2 inches, scored 13 straight points, and Minnesota jumped ahead. Brewer is the tallest player in Minnesota basketball history. Eddie Johnson sparked a Minnesota comeback with a 3-point play. Bresnahan for Illinois. A steal and stuff. Illinois cut Minnesota's lead to 1. Illinois then fouled too much, and Minnesota camped out at the foul line. Darrell Mitchell sank a pair of free throws with 14 seconds left to nail the win, 65-63. College basketball who's who at the Garden: Ray Meyer of DePaul, Louis Carnesecca of St. John's, Red Auersbach, Red Holtzman. What do you think they were watching, among other kinds of scouting? The major topic of conversation was Virginia's 7-4 freshman center Ralph Sampson against Nevada, Las Vegas. Sampson was intimidating on both defense and offense. He finished with 26 points. Jeff Lamp of Virginia was game high with 30 points, and this slam gave the Cavaliers a 15-point cushion. Virginia stopped Nevada, Las Vegas 90-71. John Bohannon, CBS News, New York.
United Press International today named DePaul's Ray Meyer College Coach of the Year in basketball. The 66-year-old Meyer was an overwhelming choice in the balloting by the sports writers and sports broadcasters across the nation. Meyer, who has more lifetime victories than any other active coach, of course, led DePaul to the #1 ranking this year. Dallas County Grand Jury today indicted Dallas Cowboy linebacker Mike Hegman of charges of writing more than $10,000 in checks on his roommate's bank account. Hegman supposedly told roommate Charles Mayhew that he'd pay back the money, but he just never got around to it. It's not a good day for the Lone Stars Major League Baseball teams today. The Texas Rangers still looking for the first win after 8 exhibition games. They lost to the Yankees 6-1 tonight, and the Atlanta Braves beat the Houston Astros by a half dozen. Baltimore Oriole pitcher Jim Palmer says he doesn't want to be traded at this late point in his career, but the pitcher of the decade does want more money, and as a result, he's still at odds with the Orioles manager.
Take 3.
Baltimore's Jim Palmer has to be considered one of the best, if not the best, right-handers in the major leagues. His record shows it: 3 Cy Young Awards, 8 seasons with 20 victories or more, and a lifetime 2.66 earned run average, second lowest in the majors today. Still, Palmer's a little disenchanted because he doesn't feel he's getting paid the going rate for a pitcher of his caliber. For instance, Nolan Ryan, Bruce Sutter, and Tom Seaver make considerably more.
I had said that I really wanted an extension of my contract, maybe being paid what I think pitchers of my caliber are being paid, and the immediate response was, where do you want to be traded to? And I don't really want to leave Baltimore. I've been there since 1965.
1 minute on the
I
tape.
think when you have the career record that I have, there's a reason for that. And number one, I've discussed a lot of goals, and number two,
approximately
we've had
10 to
outstanding
15
ball clubs
seconds
throughout
to the
year.
ID
So
when we
I
hit the
told him
floor.
that I would consider maybe going to California or a couple of teams around the league, but overall, I really didn't want to leave. And then they went up to the winter meetings in Toronto, and I think the day that our new owner, Edward Bennett Williams, got there, they announced that I was pitcher at the Cade, and he said, wait a minute, maybe we don't want to trade Jim Palmer. Well, we're still talking about my contract, and I'm just really looking forward to having a good year. You know, last year it came down here, and I asked them if they would consider paying me more money, and they said no, we don't even want to talk about it. This year, I'd really like to have an extension of my contract, something that would maybe guarantee me finishing my career in Baltimore. But on the other hand, I don't think anybody wants to make a third or a half.
10 seconds, standing by.
Pitchers maybe not quite as good as you. So we're trying to work it out, and hopefully we will.
This is Tony Segretto reporting for CBS News, Miami.
Q.
And Eric, tomorrow night we'll resume our reports from the Texas Rangers.
10.
Okay, thank you very much, Neil. Harry on the cloud, just around the corner on the CBS movie here on Big Ten. I'll see you again tomorrow night at 5:30 and 10. Have a good night, and thanks for being with us. It's been a pleasure.
ID.
You're watching KFDA-TV, Big Ten in Amarillo.
Take 1.
If you've ever gone shopping for sofa sleepers or reclining chairs, you've probably gone to many stores to find the selection you wanted. Well, now you can make one stop. The new Bannister Comfort Center at 2418 Hobbs.